And in a capitalistic system, in order to have profit, there needs to be, something you want, right? That I can sell you. So if you're from birth looking for something to feel whole, me as a capitalistic idea, I'm trying to give you something. I'm trying to sell something to you so that I can profit off of it. But you're telling me you don't know what you're looking for. So what do? I come up with an array of products that then it's a trial run thing. Maybe a new car might make you feel better. Maybe a new wife. Maybe a new job. Or maybe a new look. Or maybe more money. These things they just throw in front of you and they say, figure it out. Maybe it'll fit. That's not all to life. Because we're also thinking that the only life is in this fucking American system. We're so fucking minuscule in the grand scheme of the universe that we think only within the boundaries that America has made for us. Like, we don't even empathize or understand what's happening outside of America.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just one minor example.
And then this is the irony, right? How in the eastern side of the world, whenever someone comes from this part of society, they ask, well, why they look like they're happy and they don't have enough or whatever. But that's based on their perspectives, because on this side of the world, we're taught that we're missing something. We're missing something.
Yeah.
So what happens once you obtain that something? Well, you're missing another something. And then the list goes on and on. And obviously when there's just so much that you have accumulated, you then point the finger to yourself. Well, then I'm really missing something, like, internally. Like, what is that? And I can't figure that out. So that means that, what the hell's my purpose here?
Right. And that becomes the one thing that you're missing, that purpose part, right? And it's crazy because that part gets so, like, watered down when religions like Christianity tell stories of how someone should hear the call of God, which is the exact same thing as saying, what is your purpose or your passions? Because, along the lines of Christian religion, thinking, when God calls a person, God is basically saying, this is what I intended for you. With your gifts and your ability, this is what I intended. This is what I designed you for this one thing, right? This passion, this purpose, right? And I'm not discrediting that. I'm not saying that's wrong. What I am saying is that they're saying the same thing in a different language, using
it's just
different
a different
words.
way. Yeah.
But it's the same thing. We all have this time where we're looking for our purpose. Who are we? What are we doing here? Life has to be more than just get a job, go to school, get a house,
get married,
have kids, and retire. Like, there's more to that, And it's crazy because some of us humans are already onto those kind of things. They're thinking like that, but they're considered radicals, extremists, and they're just outcasts because they're not thinking how the system wants you to think, which is grow up, get education, get a job. Like, it's this programmed way of living. Why do you think people are so depressed? They're not living authentically. They're not living who they are. They're living what the system is telling them to live. Like, if I can use the Matrix movie, for example, which is a great visual guide to seeing what we're saying here. The system, the very matrix that you are part of, is designed in such a way to make you feel like this is it. This is life. This is all you should be worried about right here, right now. Don't be worried about what's happening in China. Don't be worried about what's happening on Mars. Don't be worried about what's happening even next door to your neighbor. Worry about right here, right? And so that can also get, like, confusing with the whole idea of being present. Because then that overlaps. And people say, well, to be present, I got to worry about my shit and only my shit. No. You know what I mean? Like it's just like we have to unpack and deconstruct so much, but one person can't do it. It takes several people to do this.
Here goes this whole fascination. There's a fascination with being present, but then there's this this ultimate fascination about, so what are your 5 to 10 year, goals?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I actually don't know, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But maybe, this can be a possibility.
Yeah.
Like these kind of questions, like I don't understand why we entertain this and think it's okay. Like it's normalized for us to speak in this way.
Yeah.
In such a way that it does push us away from just being present, being mindful, or practicing mindfulness. We're always thinking about that, thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, what's happening next year, 5 years, 10 years. We're always thinking about what hasn't happened yet. This is the stress. This is the ongoing stress that we have adapted to. Kids are now adapting to it at a very young age. And we wonder why. Oh, well, my child is playing video games or this and that, and it's like, this is why.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to escape.
And it's not something that we ourselves, this individual, created. No. It's what we've been forced.
We've been thrown into, yeah. We inherited this matrix of a lifestyle, of an understanding, this praxis, this way of understanding. I mean, in a nutshell, we've just been programmed to think a certain way. And in this particular way, they profit off of us more.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it is. Like, you have free will, but they found ways to profit off of that too. And that's what social media, the dilemma, the Netflix series.
Yeah.
That's what that's explaining, that social media has knowingly been profiting off of our choices, literally off of our choices, and we're talking about free will.
Out of our insecurities. How about that?
So they manipulate us through our insecurities to make certain choices. That's what I'm saying. They've hijacked our pool of choices. So our free will is not our free will.